Hi everyone and welcome back to my channel. Today's video is all about pedestrian traffic regulations. We'll be covering the main rules pedestrians need to follow, what happens if you break those rules, and most importantly, what kind of fines you could be facing. I'll be explaining everything clearly and concisely so you'll know exactly how to stay safe and avoid any unnecessary trouble. Let's get started. Hey everyone, let's talk pedestrian safety. We are diving into the rules of the road, specifically for those of us on foot. First, let's talk about kids. Children, you need to pay extra close attention. Always walk with a grown-up, especially near roads. Never run into the street, even if you think you have plenty of time. Look both ways, twice, before crossing. And remember, even if the light says walk, always double-check for cars that might not stop. Obey crossing guards, they are there to keep you safe. And remember, playing near roads is extremely dangerous. Find safe places to play away from traffic. Now, let's discuss pedestrian responsibilities in general. We all have a part to play in staying safe. This means following traffic signals and signs. It means walking predictably, not darting out into the street. It means being aware of your surroundings, looking out for cars, bikes, and other pedestrians. It means wearing bright clothing, especially at night, so drivers can see you more easily. And it means using crosswalks whenever possible. They are there for a reason. Don't just assume a car will stop for you, make sure they see you and are stopping before you proceed. Being a pedestrian is a responsibility. It's not just about your own safety, it's about the safety of others. Remember, drivers can't always see you, especially in blind spots or bad weather. Be visible, be predictable, and be responsible. Let's talk about those who might be more vulnerable. The elderly, people with disabilities, and young children are all more susceptible to accidents. We need to be extra cautious around them, giving them extra space and time to cross the road. Be patient and understanding. A little extra consideration can go a long way in preventing accidents. Walking at night presents unique challenges. Visibility is key. Wear bright or reflective clothing. Use sidewalks whenever possible. If there's no sidewalk, walk facing traffic so you can see oncoming vehicles. Carry a flashlight to help you see and be seen. And be extra cautious at intersections, as drivers may have a harder time seeing you in the dark. Where can you find protection as a pedestrian? Crosswalks are your best friend. Use them every time you cross a street. Sidewalks provide a safe space to walk, keeping you separated from traffic. Well-lit areas are safer at night. And remember, if you feel unsafe, find a well-lit and populated area to wait until you feel comfortable crossing. Finally, let's talk about how to protect yourself from other pedestrians who might not be following the rules. Be aware of your surroundings. Don't assume other pedestrians will follow the rules. Always look both ways before crossing, even if you have the right of way. Be prepared to react quickly if someone steps out in front of you unexpectedly. And remember, your safety is your responsibility. Now, let's look at some specific areas that require extra caution. School zones are areas where children are most vulnerable. Always slow down and be extra vigilant when driving through a school zone. Parking lots can be dangerous because of limited visibility and unpredictable pedestrian movement. Pay attention to your surroundings and watch for pedestrians, especially children. Urban areas present a multitude of challenges, from heavy traffic to distracted pedestrians. Be extra cautious and aware of your surroundings. Always be alert and aware of your surroundings, no matter where you are. Remember, one moment of inattention can lead to a serious accident. 365 days a year, we need to be aware of our surroundings. Remember, safety is a shared responsibility. Let's all work together to make our streets safer for everyone. Hey everyone, let's dive into pedestrian traffic regulations. We are going to cover the main points, what happens if you break the rules, and of course, those pesky fines. First up, let's talk about special events. Think parades, marathons, festivals, anything that brings a large crowd into the streets. During these events, pedestrian traffic is often heavily regulated. You might find temporary crosswalks, designated pedestrian areas, and even road closures. It's absolutely crucial to pay close attention to any signage, instructions from officials, and the flow of the crowd. Ignoring these instructions can lead to accidents and, of course, fines. Remember, safety is paramount during these events, both for you and for everyone else around you. Be aware of your surroundings, be patient, and follow the directions given. Next, let's consider vacations and holidays. These times often see increased pedestrian traffic, especially in tourist areas. The same rules apply, but the increased number of people can make it even more important to be extra vigilant. Be mindful of distracted drivers, crowded sidewalks, and unexpected changes in traffic patterns. Don't assume that everyone else is paying attention. Always look both ways before crossing the street, even if you have the right of way. Remember, a little extra caution can go a long way in preventing accidents. Now, let's talk about something truly critical: dangerous speed. The faster a vehicle is traveling, the less time a driver has to react to a pedestrian. This means that even if you have the right of way, a speeding vehicle might not be able to stop in time. The risk of serious injury or death increases dramatically with speed. This is why it's so important to be extra cautious near roads with high speed limits or where drivers tend to speed. Always make eye contact with drivers before crossing and never assume they see you. How to stay safe as a pedestrian? Well, it's all about being proactive and aware. Always walk on sidewalks whenever possible. If there's no sidewalk, walk facing traffic so you can see oncoming vehicles. Wear bright clothing, especially at night or in low-light conditions, to increase your visibility. Avoid distractions like your phone. Keep your eyes on your surroundings at all times. And, of course, always obey traffic signals and crosswalks. Let's break down the rules for crossing the roadway. At a regulated intersection, you should only cross when the pedestrian signal indicates it's safe to do so. Don't assume you have the right of way just because you're a pedestrian. Always check for oncoming traffic before proceeding. At an unregulated intersection, you need to exercise even more caution. There are no signals to guide you, so you must carefully assess the traffic before crossing. Look both ways and only cross when it's safe to do so. Remember, even if you have the right of way, drivers might not see you. What if there's no marked crosswalk? This is where things get a little trickier. You should still cross the road at the safest point possible, ideally where you have the best visibility. Look both ways and only cross when there's a gap in traffic. Be aware that drivers might not expect pedestrians to cross outside of designated areas, so you need to be extra cautious. Now, let's talk about the dangers posed by increased speed. We've touched on this already, but it bears repeating: the faster a vehicle is traveling, the greater the risk to pedestrians. A vehicle traveling at a high speed has significantly less time to react and stop, increasing the likelihood of a collision and the severity of injuries. Elderly pedestrians are particularly vulnerable. They may have slower reaction times and reduced mobility, making them more susceptible to accidents. It's crucial for drivers to be extra cautious around elderly pedestrians and for elderly pedestrians to be extra aware of their surroundings and take extra precautions. Finally, let's address the issue of alcohol and pedestrians. Walking under the influence of alcohol significantly impairs judgment and coordination, increasing the risk of accidents. Never walk while intoxicated. It's not only dangerous for you, but it also puts others at risk. Plan ahead and arrange for safe transportation if you'll be consuming alcohol.